Something crazy going on in the gaming world right now.
Well, I was going to say, if you are looking in the market for a PS5 Pro, I mean, now would be the best time to get it.
Okay.
So, the PS5 came out relatively pricey, but it's a brand new console.
When did that come out?
You get it. That came out in 2020.
Okay, so it's been a little while then.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. So typically what Sony does is they'll release, their main version, they'll release like a slim version, and they'll release a one with a kind of a hardware upgrade, and that's the Pro version.
Okay.
So, they did this with I think they did it with PS3. I know they did it with PS4. They're doing it with PS5. So the PS5 Pro is $700 fucking dollars.
That is a lot of dollars.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: when the PS5 came out, the original base model, it sold out immediately. Like, it was out of stock for years. That's why it's taken.
Well, how much was the original base model?
I want to say it's
500.
500.
Yeah.
Let me look that up. No, not the Pro. Sony, I don't want to buy the Pro. What's the regular one? All right, so yeah, it looks like the standard version of the PS5 was about $500, and then you could get a one without a disc drive for about $100 less.
Okay.
So these sold out immediately. Like, the hype behind the PS5 was incredible, and some of it's deserved. It's a very good console.
Are you
big fan?
You're
10
an
out of
Xbox
10.
or PS? You have a PlayStation.
No. I play for whatever team is doing the best that generation.
I see. That's
Okay.
PlayStation in your opinion?
So, well, it has been mostly PlayStation.
Yeah. Okay.
Started with a PS2, then got a 360, an Xbox 360, then a PS4, then now a PS5. They make better consoles. I'm sorry.
That's what I hear.
So, super popular, sold out immediately, and basically there was a huge aftermarket for scalpers who were upcharging for the PS5, right?
Okay.
Because you couldn't get it. They were constant. As soon as it would come back in stock, they would run out of stock immediately. Partially because of scalpers.
Mm-hmm.
So Sony releases the PlayStation 5 Pro. It's $200 extra, so it's $700 for like very slight improvement to the hardware. It's nothing crazy. I'm not going to go into it because no one's going to care. But essentially,
like, what
the
is
PS5 Pro? Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe this is what you're about to say. But what does it change about the gaming experience? Like,
it just has
like graphics are better or faster?
I don't remember exactly. It's supposed to be a little bit faster, be able to handle a higher frame rate. Like, just
gotcha. Okay.
But very slight improvements because the PS5 is already incredible.
There's not one big change that you would say, this is why I'm getting it.
No.
Okay.
And I'm sure there's going to be some gamers who are like, no, it's different. It's not. It's not.
Got him.
So scalpers had the same idea with the PS5 Pro, right? Of just buy a bunch of them and sell them at an upcharge when people can't get them. The thing is, Sony has not ran out of stock a single time. So the scalpers are being forced to sell their PS5 Pros at a loss. Because they can't get rid of them.
That's hilarious.
Because nobody wants them.
Why? Yeah, okay. That's really funny. Are you, well, are you going to get one? Now's the time?
No, I have a PS5. I don't need a PS5 Pro. Thank you.
Maybe the scalpers got to keep buying the PS5 Pros, so then Sony runs out of stock, and then people start thinking, oh, they're popular, I better start grabbing them. So if scalpers are listening, it's all on you guys to make this happen. You can't just give up and sell them at a loss. What are you guys doing?
That's true.
Buy
more. Where is your business initiative?
Just go buy more. Put them on your credit card.
Go buy more.
Yeah.
Just get another credit card. You'll be fine. You can pay it off from all the profits from the PS5 Pro.
That's true. You guys quit right before the PS5 Pros were about to blow up. You guys can't quit.
Exactly.
So don't quit now.
I think you should do the intro this time. I think you should.
Alright, okay, well, just because you're tired, I guess I'll do it.
I woke up 30 minutes ago.
He's yawning and stretching over there like he did just wake up, so. He's barely here, it looks like.
I am, yes.
Alright, anyways, welcome back to Die on Any Hill, where we bring a hot take to the hill, and we die on it. And that's about it. That's the summary.
Yeah, that's the show. Easy peasy.
All right.
See, it's not hard. You just need to have more confidence in yourself, McKay. No, that was a great
That
intro.
Sucked. I hated that. I didn't like that. I will not be doing it again. Also, every time I open my mouth to do the intro, he tries to mess me up. He tries to interrupt me. He pretends he's interrupting me.
I have been sitting here politely. You are the one who always does something.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I'll start, I guess. Actually,
sure.
Yeah, I'll start. Okay. So, this is kind of similar. If you remember to last year, I did a take about we're sticking in the theme of games, from our cold open. And if you remember last year, I said I think it was the Wii is the best gaming console, but now I am going back on that and saying there is an even more superior console to the Wii. To the PS5
You're gonna
Pro,
hurt me.
To the
You're
Xbox.
gonna hurt me, McKay, if you say this.
Your cell phone in your pocket, the mobile gaming experience is the superior gaming experience. Where are you going? Why are you leaving? This is what I mean by he just does rude things. He doesn't even listen to other people's opinions. He walks out of the room and leaves.
Sorry, I had to collect myself for a moment.
Did something happen?
Rage. The rage filled me. Because how dare you? Okay.
All right.
I will let you speak. I will let you say your piece, sir. But know that you are wrong.
I feel like I had I think I said this in the Wii episode. My parents didn't let us have video game consoles growing up. So I had the Wii, but more what I had was the Kindle Fire tablet. And with the Kindle Fire, you had a whole array of mobile games. And so that was most of my mobile game experience was on that. You had Angry Birds, you had Doodle Jump, Fruit Ninja, and then you had Gameloft. And they had a bunch of higher quality games. You remember Gameloft, I know you do.
No, I don't. Because I don't play mobile games. I play good games. That's not true. There are a few games I have on my phone.
What games do you have on your phone?
Well, okay. My policy with mobile gaming is I never play a free game. One of the ones that's just free with ads or contains in-app purchases. I will not play one of those because I think they're very predatory.
Well, I don't play games where I have to pay money for.
Sure, that's great. Why would you want to give money to an artist and a developer who put tons of hard work into their game to make it good and fun?
Yeah.
When you can pay, you don't have to pay anything, but instead you can buy gems. You can buy energy. So your little clan can build another house in 12 hours.
He's coming after Clash. He's coming after clan.
It's a bad game.
Okay. No, okay. I only play Clash Royale, but it's not a bad game. It's a great game.
It is.
And I've gotten pretty far for free. I didn't have to pay any money.
You want to know some good games that are actually good games on mobile?
I'd love to hear.
Slay the Spire.
Never heard of it.
Loop Hero.
Never heard of it.
Balatro.
Don't know it.
Okay, you actually should look up Balatro and consider getting it. It's a 10 out of 10 amazing game.
How much is it? If it's more than $5.
I don't think on mobile it would be, but let me look real quick. Balatro is a fantastic game. It's a poker roguelike deck builder. It's fantastic. It is $10.
That's kind of a lot, actually.
It is.
For a mobile
It's a fantastic game, though. I've sunk hours into it.
Okay, well, let me go into why it's superior. And I haven't given this.
You can get every single classic Final Fantasy game on your phone. Like, you just buy one of those instead of playing Candy Crush for the 7 millionth time. Play a good game.
Candy Crush is also a great game. I'm not going to take any Candy Crush
not
slander.
There are great match 3 games. Candy Crush is not one of them.
What is a great one?
I don't actually know.
I don't care for match 3 games. You don't know.
No.
It's Candy Crush is the best. So the thing with mobile games is you're getting
Yeah, what are you getting?
You're getting the gaming experience, but it's very low stakes. It's very you're not going to sink hours of your day into it. You can do it anywhere you want. You don't have to sit down, lock yourself in with headphones. You don't have to have an internet connection. You can just sit down and hit some buttons with your phone.
You don't have to have an internet connection. You can buy a disc.
No one's buying discs anymore.
I buy discs. A lot of people still buy discs.
Well,
it's a whole thing with video game preservation.
Do you think it's going to be the way of the future? Do you think in 10 years people will still be buying discs?
No, I think for the most part, like, I am mostly digital, but if there is a game that I think is very good that I don't want to lose, because game stores can just take a game off and it's never found again. For instance, did you ever hear of a game called PT?
No.
All right, it's a horror game that the demo for it was released, right? And then the developer of it had the actual, like, guy developed, the human being developer had some problems with the studio that was funding it, and the game never came out. So if you, like, on eBay, because the only way to play this game now is had to have it preloaded on a PS4. You can't find it any other way. And so, yeah, a PS4 preloaded with PT can go for like $500, $700.
Wait, so you said his issue was money? Is that what you said? Why he didn't finish it?
Well, it's Hideo Kojima. Those of you who are gamers and know the name will know exactly why. He makes very strange game, but they're him games. He makes games for him, basically.
Is this okay? I feel like I know that name. Is he the guy who did what's his most popular game? Isn't it like a Japanese
Yes.
game?
His most popular franchise would be the Metal Gear franchise, like Metal Gear Solid.
That's not what I was thinking. Yeah. But okay.
He did his most recent game is Death Stranding, if you've heard of that.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. He has a rabid fan base because he does make his games are always super unique and do interesting things.
Okay.
Are they necessarily good games? Meh. That's up for debate. I'm not opening that can of worms.
Okay. Well, why? Well, what is the clear reason why he didn't finish it? Because I don't know anything about him.
There was, excuse me, there was drama between him and Konami.
Is that who's Konami?
Publishing studio.
The publisher. Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
So they kind of broke partnership, but he made his own game studio now. So
yeah, I was just doing his own thing. You'd think with how massively popular it sounds like this unfinished game became, you'd think he would have finished it by now. Or maybe it's one of those things where it's like it's just kind of become a cult classic in its current state, and so he's not going to touch it. But
it's also that Konami owns the rights to it and like the licenses and all that, so he can't really. Konami owns the IP, so he can't just make the game.
Gotcha. Okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Yeah, we're not talking about regular gaming right now. We're talking about your bad little mobile games.
Yeah. I don't remember where I was, but it was just the convenience of having a quick, easy gaming experience that you can just have at any point, doesn't lock you in, and yeah, that's and they're still good.
Why why do you want a gaming experience that is quote unquote quick and easy? I don't mean like ease of hopping into it, because one of the things that I love about the PS5 is from the PS5 being off, it takes less than 30 seconds to boot up for me to boot up into a game.
Well, guess what? It takes 5 seconds for me to open up, for my phone to recognize facial ID, and then for my finger to hit an app and pull it up. That I just saved 20 seconds.
Oh my god. Yeah, but you know what you don't get? You don't get these beautiful storylines. You don't get these incredible game mechanics.
Well,
you don't
clearly you've never played a game. They had Amazing Spider-Man on there, and it was pretty great. It was just like the console one. So
really?
Yeah. Yep.
Are you sure?
It was very similar. I haven't played the console one, to be honest, but I believe it's very similar. It was an open world. You swing around, you punch people.
Yeah.
That's what you do in the console.
Was Aunt May there? Was Venom?
It was based off the Andrew Garfield movie.
Oh.
So it's the lizard.
So the worst one.
It was the lizard.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah.
So do you actually, you don't, I'm not falling for this. You don't think, because they're not better. Like, okay. The thing with gaming is there are such beautiful stories and such gaming is an art form. Game development is absolutely an art form, both with the writing of the story, with the visuals of the game itself, with the mechanics of the game. Like, finding a creative and fun way to implement game mechanics is such an important part of gaming. And mobile games don't do that because, you know what? They're all the same fucking game. How many match 3s are out there? How many fucking build your city games are there?
I'm not saying
village.
I'm not saying every single mobile game is the best game ever. I'm just saying people should give them a chance. People should start looking at it as the better platform.
No. Giving a chance to a game that started on console and then became a mobile game, sure, great, love that. Have your audience reach out.
If that's the easier way to start the game, so you can make the superior version of it on mobile, sure. If that's the function that consoles need, and that's the function that consoles need to serve, is to be the setup for a superior mobile game, I'll accept that.
They're not superior. They're I don't want to watch an ad every 5 seconds when I'm playing a video game. I want to relax.
But it's just, it's cheaper, it's easier, it's faster. I know, I'll play, the demo version or whatever on the console, but then I know I've actually reached the real version when I can download it on mobile and play it when I'm sitting out in public somewhere.
Buying a PS5 and about, I don't know, 7 brand new games for full price would be cheaper than buying a brand new phone.
But everyone already has a phone. You don't need to buy a brand new phone.
You don't need to use your phone for gaming. You need to get off your phone. You're on your phone too much as it is.
Get off your phone.
With
get
your
on your video
and
games.
Your Snapchats and your I don't know, what are kids doing? What's yours? Be Real.
That's right. Maybe I'll get you on Be Real. I think I do need to take it. I think I need to take it. Oh, look at that.
No, I will never.
Be Real.
I will not live by the whims of an algorithm.
You're on it. You're on it, pal.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Lovely. All right. You can say what you want.
So
Yeah. Go ahead. Sam.
How much console and PC gaming have you done?
Very, very, very tiny amount.
Sure.
I played Portal 2 on the PC. Oh, that was
fantastic.
That was fantastic.
10 out of 10 game. It's a wonderful game.
I'm just waiting for them to get it on mobile. But it was fantastic on the PC. But let me tell you,
there probably is a Portal game on mobile.
I played played like one of the Battlefield games a lot on Xbox. I played Rocket League.
Sure.
There's a Rocket League mobile game that's pretty sick on mobile.
It's not.
Rocket League Sideswipe.
The controls are worse. It's bad.
No. What about you got Pokemon Go? That was like a revolutionary gaming experience. Swept the nation by storm. There's nothing that compares to Pokemon Go that has been on the consoles.
Like that has had such a cultural takeover?
Okay, I don't know about cultural takeover, but it like has that kind of innovative function, and like it just allows you to walk out into the world and do the game wherever you want.
You are not allowed to be out in the world unless you're on your phone.
You're not allowed to be out in the world if you're sitting at home on your console.
Do you think that's all I do all day is just play video games?
I'm just saying, if that's the better way to do it, then you're not out in the world.
Yes. It is a better way.
Unless you want to
You know what, yeah.
You can't play Pokemon Go on a Xbox unless you maybe hooked your TV and you hooked it up and put it in a shopping cart and then had a router or something and walked around with that and then used your Xbox controller in a shopping cart.
That is the correct way to play Pokemon Go, as the developers intended it.
I will judge you I would judge you very hard if I saw that.
Playing a Nintendo game on Microsoft hardware is exactly what they intended.
Playing it on Apple hardware is the way to go.
No, because Apple sucks.
What? I bet you got some pretty crazy games on your flip phone. Are there any games that are like unique to the flip technology?
No. I mean, there are. I can get some games on the little cover screen, but they're just dumb little mobile games. They aren't anything good.
Dang. Like there's like the
they're like the ad games, you know, where you see an ad for a game.
Are there not any like the? I never had a Game Boy, but I'm sure, or like what is it, DS, the one that flips out and has the two screens? Like there are none that are kind of set up to that function where the bottom screen.
Oh my god, I could totally put a DS emulator on there. I do have a Game Boy emulator on there, and I do flip it up so it looks like a Game Boy when I play with it.
That's pretty fun, isn't it? I bet you enjoy
that. It's
pretty
pretty sick.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm playing a Game Boy game, not a mobile game.
A Game Boy game is a mobile game.
No, they are different genres. Thank you.
A Game Boy game is a game on the go. If you can put it in your pocket, it's a mobile game.
No, it is not.
Game Boy games are on the same level as Angry Birds and Doodle Jump. No,
because mobile does not reference movement when mobile game. Mobile references mobile phone. Thank you.
Well, when I say it,
when
I say it, I'm referencing movement.
Well, you're wrong, and that's okay.
Well, whatever. That's my entire
this
argument.
Hurts me.
I don't know if you and you haven't.
I got that. It hurts me. I am in physical pain because of the things you have said today. Because it just because like with console gaming and PC gaming, with games that are designed to be games, not just time wasters. There is a lot of intentionality and creativity and very good design and art put into them. And mobile games don't have any of that. They have money that they're after. They have microtransactions and ads, but you can pay to get rid of the ads. Oh, and then you need to pay to get your little gems. You need to pay to get your energy. You don't have enough energy today. You gotta wait 12 hours to get 1 energy, and you need 7. So why don't you just pay for it? No, I want to buy it. If I buy a game, I'd rather pay $70 to buy a game once. And actually have like a very good, 30 to 40 hour experience over the course of a month than like play any mobile game.
Okay, well that's your rant. That's your spiel. I hope you got that off your chest.
Correct. I did.
Good. Okay. Guess we've both said our piece.
We have RPC. Okay. McKay has actively given me a thumbs down for that one.
Veto.
But yeah, so okay, what are some of the games that were on Gameloft? I was never on there. I played a lot of like Flash games on the internet, but I didn't play.
Well,
did you play Flash games?
No. Oh wait, maybe
like addictinggames.com.
Maybe I did play something like that. There was a Scooby-Doo like mystery one that I loved, and they had like a whole series of them, and those were pretty great.
That's fair.
Let me see if Gameloft is even still around. Let me pull up that trusty app store.
Oh God.
Did you Asphalt, the racing game? Do you remember that?
Asphalt. I think I vaguely remember
that. Was a Gameloft game.
I also
and that was that was a great racing game.
By the time I got a smartphone, I had consoles, so I would rather play a console. At that point, I would still rather play a console game than a mobile game because they were bad. And it was just like, oh, I can do this, but better on my PS2.
Okay, so yeah, it looks like Gameloft is still kicking. They're yeah, they'd have like shooters and racing games, and they also have some some not so great games. The Linda Brown interactive story, a one-of-a-kind romance story game where you control the outcome.
You don't. It's a visual novel. Those aren't good games. They aren't games. It's reading with extra steps.
There's Ice Age Village. There's Minion Rush, the running game.
Oh God.
Modern Combat 5. Temple Run. You remember Temple Run?
Modern Combat 5.
Jump in the war zone. Create a squad from 11 classes. Add your friends for team play and test your skills in dynamic arenas or through battle royale warfare against online rivals throughout the world. That sounds pretty sick to me.
Okay, so they're just bootlegging every other game and making a worse version of it on mobile.
No. They're making a unique version of it on mobile.
I think mobile games
look
are
at
the
these.
New
Look at this
games.
little trailer video right here. Look how sick that looks.
Yeah.
You can just have that in your pocket and do that anywhere. You can't do that on an Xbox.
Why would you want to have that anywhere? If you're going to play a game, play it intentionally. Do things intentionally. Don't just do them to waste time. Yeah, no, I see it. You can get it down now.
I thought maybe you were getting invested, but okay, it's fine.
I was not at all.
All right. Well, Gameloft is a good mobile gaming company, but it's fine.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
They just make the same game but worse and just try to it's called Modern Combat 5. Really? They just named one Warzone. Just Warzone.
But that's the name of the game. That's what you're doing.
There's another game called Warzone that, guess what? It's the exact same game. Oh,
yeah, well, whatever. It's fine. I think we need to move on.
What, before I burst a blood vessel?
Yeah, this is for your own health. I think we need to move on.
And because you know I'm right.
For your own health. I'm doing this for you.
Okay, sure. I appreciate that, McKay. Okay, so moving on to mine. We're on another gaming take. Mine is less of a take and more that just kind of scrolling through stuff, I caught wind of a few accessories, like video game console accessories that I wanted to show McKay and talk to him about.
Okay.
I mean, first off, and this is going to be a like an exploration of the bad ones, okay?
Okay.
So
I would love to hear maybe afterwards what your thoughts of good ones are.
I don't think there are any.
Oh, there's zero. Okay.
So this first picture, we're gonna start with like some controllers, which is pretty much the main way they make peripherals for games. For those that don't know, a video game peripheral is like an accessory. They just add it onto whether it's a unique controller or like probably the most common and easiest example is like a dance pad for Dance Dance Revolution that you would plug in, which those are also bad peripherals. They don't work.
What about the Wii Fit board? That was a great game.
The Wii Fit board I think was actually a good one because it had a function and a purpose.
Yeah.
But here's the first one I'm gonna send you. Do you remember this?
What do we got here? So are these are the Donkey Kong barrels? Do you like drum on them?
Yes, they're the Donkey Kongas. So they're essentially 2 bongo drums. That when you played the game, you would like hit the left one to move left, hit the right one to move right, and like things like that.
Interesting.
Okay, and it fit the theme of the game because it was, it's like conga and blah blah blah, and like music themed, so it made sense why this was. I never played with these, so I could not tell you if these are any good or not. But certainly strange, right? Like this is not.
They are certainly strange, yes.
And like they were like not even a foot tall.
Did they come with the game that you bought, or like you bought the game and then opened it up and realized, oh crap, I got to go back to the store and spend another $30?
Both.
Dang.
I assume they were all pack in. I'm not entirely sure because this was a bit before my time with gaming.
Okay.
But yeah. So it was, and I believe it was only compatible with 4 Donkey Kong games. So like it only worked with 4 games.
What about, how do you feel about the Mario Kart Wii wheel? That was pretty sick.
I think the steering wheels are fun. I think they're interesting. A lot of people use them for racing games.
Yeah.
And you can get whole rigs for them.
Oh, really?
There is going to be one I'm going to show you here. Kind of on that line of the steering wheels.
So you like the steering wheels, you don't like the bongos then? That was what I'm hearing.
I never played with the bongos. I don't know how well they worked.
Okay. But if they worked well, theoretically, you would like them.
I wouldn't have a problem with them. Like, it's fine. It's gimmicky. Like, all of these things are gimmicky. But so actually, before I show you this one, let me show you. Item. So there was...
Oh, that's kind of sick. What do we got here?
So this is it's a controller for Resident Evil 4 that is shaped like a chainsaw.
I'm not going to lie.
With the buttons.
Kind of awesome.
It's bad. It is cool looking. No. It's cool looking 100%. It's a great, decoration piece. I don't think it's necessarily bad. But the problem is, so you hold it. The way you hold it, you do not have access to any of the buttons with your thumbs.
How do you hold it?
So you hold it from there. You can see there's 2 handles basically.
Yeah.
One on the side and one on the back.
Yeah.
So yeah, you would hold it like that, like from the back and from the side, like a chainsaw.
Yeah.
So yeah, very bad design. Again, it's a cool decoration piece, but it's not functionally. It's pointless, which is a lot of these. But I wanted to show you one that, speaking on the lines of driving wheels, because driving rigs, like, they do a lot of actual, like, racing training now virtually through video games and through setups that, like, simulate being in the car with the steering wheel and all the pedals.
Did you see that movie Gran Torino?
I did not, but I really want to.
No, sorry, not Gran Torino. Not the one, not the Clint Eastwood one, but Gran Turismo,
yeah.
The one about... Apparently it was a real story where I didn't think the movie was all that great, but the story is kind of crazy about...
Yeah.
They just picked out a real guy and threw him in a race car, which is insane.
But that is how they train now, is that a lot of them do racing rigs to, like, with screens.
Well, I bet everybody who used this chainsaw thing is now, like, professional lumberjack.
Probably.
I don't know what else you would do with a chainsaw, but serial killer, maybe. Professional serial killer.
You could be one of those guys who does chainsaw carvings of a bear or an owl and nothing else.
That's true. I mean, those are pretty cool guys, I would say.
They are pretty cool. But this next one I'm going to show you, it's along the same lines as like a racing rig. Where is it? There we go.
So is that like one solid piece, or I'm seeing different pieces here?
that's two pieces, essentially. You have so for the audience, it is a controller where you have 3 pedals that go on the floor, and you have two big old joysticks, a slew of buttons. It makes it look kind of like flight controls, right?
Yeah.
This is not for a flight simulator, which they do make flight sticks for, which are very cool and very good for flight simulators. This was a controller for a game called Steel Battalion, where you would drive a mech, and this controller would simulate actually driving the mech, right?
I think that sounds cool, in theory.
Yeah, except it's expensive, and the game wasn't that great, and this is the only way you can play this game is with this controller. And there were 2 games in total that it works for, which are Steel Battalion and Steel Battalion 2. And they don't make them anymore, obviously.
Yeah.
This thing is quite atrocious. If you look at it. Like, I imagine.
Did it just plug into a regular console or a PC, or what was it? Like,
PC. Okay. They're a PC, yeah.
It wasn't like a plug and play.
USB.
Do you remember the plug and play games?
I do remember plug and play games.
That was my first video game, like, on the TV experience. Yeah. The Scooby-Doo one. It's always Scooby-Doo. Mm-hmm. It was the Mystery Machine with the giant joystick coming out of the top, and there's joystick and then a single button, and you would just use the joystick and hit the button.
I got a few of those. There was a Batman one I had that was just shaped like the bat symbol.
Yeah.
But those were interesting because they were very much like your grandma goes to a store and knows you like video games, and look, here's a video game, and you don't even have to get a console for it. You just plug it in and play it.
Just plug and play. That was the beauty of it.
Yeah. And then we had one that was one of those like 200 games in one.
Whoa. I never had one of those.
But they were all bootlegs of like Mario and Tetris and popular games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And once you got far enough down the list, you started realizing that the game started repeating, and they were just the same game over and over.
Yeah. I mean, with 200 is an insane number of games.
It is.
Yeah. Let me just tell you, I feasted on that Scooby-Doo game. I think there were like 5 different levels.
Oh, yeah.
And it was
100%.
It was a good time.
I get it. I played that Batman game until it broke.
I wonder if we still have Scooby-Doo. I bet we have it somewhere.
It probably won't hook up anywhere.
That's true. You don't even have the auxiliary, I don't know what the ports are called, but the red,
RGB
white
cables.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, they don't even have those on TVs. I think it's RGB. Anymore.
I don't know. No, you don't. You can get adapters, but it's not worth it. Just get an emulator if you want to play old games.
Actually, yeah, we had to get an adapter because our Wii plugged in the same way, and it was a massive pain because sometimes the adapter wouldn't work, or like the sound wouldn't come in right. There was a slight delay, and it's annoying.
Yeah, they are a pain. But yeah, so there's a couple controllers. But now I'm a few peripherals. Let's see, where are they?
I feel like these controllers are kind of fun, to be honest. Like, it all comes down to the game actually being a quality game, but I feel like these controllers would make the game. As long as they're not.
I'm sure you've seen this one before.
Oh. I don't know that I have.
Really?
Yeah. What is this? A TV remote that's just always glued to your wrist?
It is... Yeah, it's the Power Glove. It's a glove with basically an NES controller taped to the back of it.
And what does that allow you to do? Like, why would you have that on a glove?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I'm kind of surprised
I don't think it...
do you think games... Like, why haven't gaming controllers gone in the way of gloves? Like, why are they still, like, handheld buttons? I feel like gloves are, like, a very, like, just, I don't know, just flexing your fingers a certain way. Seems like a streamlined way to do stuff.
One, it's very difficult to get those fine-tuned motor senses in there, basically. Yeah. But also, and this is one of my things with VR, why I think a lot of these things haven't taken off and why VR hasn't taken off, is because we don't want to exercise while we play games. Like, when I come home after a long day at work, I want to sit down. I don't want to get up and start running. And
there it is. That's why he doesn't want to play a mobile game, because it means he's got to leave his house.
How much time, mobile gaming specifically, how much of your game time playing is you on the toilet?
Don't worry about it. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
So yeah, you aren't out and playing games.
But I could be. I could be sitting out. I could be sitting out in nature, playing games. So
get a Switch.
A Switch is great. I like the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Switch is awesome.
And I would say the Switch is a mobile game. It's on the move.
It is not. The Switch itself is a mobile game.
Yes. Okay.
But yeah, it's just, I don't think, part of it is like the ergonomics. The way a controller is shaped now has been very carefully designed over years and years to fit in somebody's hand and be easy to use.
We really have not seen any changes to the controller in a long time.
Nope. At least not the shape of it. They all have the same generalized shape, except for the Switch, because Nintendo refuses to do anything normal.
Good for them.
I mean, no.
Good for them. More power to them.
Sure, whatever. But yeah, I mean, to the point that we use Xbox controllers to pilot drones. Like, they are very easy to use and very, very easy to program and give a lot of functionality to.
Yeah.
So that's why it gets confusing when we have
PlayStation controllers to pilot submarines to the Titanic.
That was a bootleg controller. It was not a PlayStation controller.
I bet if they'd used their phones. I bet if they'd used their phones, they would have been fine.
You know, probably. Yeah. But yeah, so there's a lot of like weird gaming peripherals and like weird shapes of controllers and things like that.
Do you remember?
And then we have.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Then we have peripherals that don't do anything. Okay, like these.
Oh my gosh, that's literally what I was about to say. The Big Buck Hunter. Yep.
Yes. So I have sent McKay a picture of, some of you may fondly remember,
actually,
on the Wii. They would give you like a golf club you could slot your controller into, or a bat.
These are so funny.
What the hell is that thing on the bottom?
I think that it looks like handlebars, like motorcycle handlebars, like your.
Oh, that makes sense. Wait, but isn't that what the one that is next to the bow? Isn't that handlebars? What is that?
I mean, that looks like just regular bike handlebars, but maybe the other one's like motorcycle.
You're right.
Like it has like the speedometer, and you can like twist. It looks like.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool. I don't know. I think these are kind of sick, Anthony.
Are they? They're a piece of plastic you slot over your controller. Okay, they're not. They serve no purpose.
They help. They help you get into it. You can hold it. You hold it better.
You don't. You're still holding it by the controller the exact same way.
What is this top one? Is this a frisbee?
It is.
So you're
not quite sure on that one.
That's hilarious. If you are like hurling your Wii remote across the room.
You just chuck your frisbee.
And then you actually have to let go of it, and it actually measures the distance you throw it. So you got to run.
You break your TV with it, as you do.
Or you throw it across the room. You got to run over back to your TV and see how far it went, and then run back and grab it and bring it back and try again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are funny. I like them.
They're cool stylistically, I guess, but they serve no purpose. Like, at all. Again, it's just extra plastic you have to put around your controller.
It's true.
So I do have one last one to show you before we close this out. So this is the Kinect Raft.
Oh my gosh.
For Kinect Adventures or whatever the game was.
Kinect just really disappeared.
And because it sucked and motion controls suck.
Kinect was going to be the next big thing when it was coming out.
It was
supposed to be the like the Wii was huge, and then it was like Kinect is going to be the better version of the Wii because you don't even need a controller. It just sees you.
Yeah, and it was bad.
It went nowhere.
It didn't work. And the games were terrible.
I never had any friends who were cool enough to have one, so I never got to play it.
That's fair. The thing with like motion controls in games is it's hard to make them fun, you know?
Yeah.
Like there gets to a point where you're just kind of doing the same thing over and over. Which I guess is gaming in general. But whatever. Anyways, so the Kinect, obviously, as you stated, it was kind of a competitor to the Wii. It was designed towards motion controls, and it was basically a motion sensing camera that you would set on your TV, and it would look at you and see how you move. So you could play games and without any controller, like without touching the Xbox, pretty much, other than to turn it on. And even then you didn't have to, because you could just go Xbox, turn on. So they sold, with their Kinect Adventures, a game themed about going on adventures, a raft, right? And it's this cool thing, and it's this raft that you put in your living room. It's an inflatable raft.
Look at that.
That's it. It's an inflatable raft. That is all it is. And I don't understand whose brilliant idea this was. It's so bad.
I mean, if people bought it, I mean, it must have been brilliant.
They didn't, though.
I mean, these kids bought it.
Yes, in this very clearly photoshopped stock photo.
They just took a picture of kids running and put it on top.
I don't understand it, because again, the Kinect, you don't need anything other than your body to play with the Kinect.
Yeah.
And they wanted to sell you a giant inflatable raft.
I bet that
used one.
I bet that Wii paddle would go pretty hard in that raft.
Oh my god, you are so right. Like the one for rowing, yeah, that would.
If the Wii,
imagine combining
the Wii and the Kinect had just put their brain power together.
I mean, that's the thing with. I will say one of the pros of the Kinect raft is it can be used with any console.
It's true. It's not locked into just the Xbox. You can use that on PlayStation. You can use that in VR.
You can use it on PC. You could use it on mobile, bro.
You could use that mobile. You could actually be mobile gaming on a river. It's compatible with your mobile game. It's imagine playing Temple Run and just like hopping on that in the Amazon River playing Temple Run. That is an elite gaming experience.
Yep. I don't know if I personally would want to do that to raft down a river in this 3-foot raft. But
while you're
be
looking
my
at
guest.
your phone playing a game.
While you're looking at your phone playing Temple Run.
That's pretty funny though.
But yeah. So what are your thoughts on peripherals and things like this? Like these weird, and this is just I skimmed, like there is so much weird.
Well, what was this very first one you sent before we started? The Game Gear thing?
Oh, that is, yeah. So the Sega Game Gear, I believe it was intended to be let me look this up to make sure I'm factual. Where is it? I had you up here. Oh, no. So the Game Gear is actually the, like, you see the kind of rectangle is one piece, and then the piece on top above the screen is a separate piece. So the Game Gear was kind of a mobile Sega Genesis, I think. I don't know. It was kind of like to combat the Game Boy, I think. But that kind of style, trying to do gaming on the go. That thing on top there is a TV tuner. Yep, it's just a TV antenna, so you could watch TV on your Game Gear.
I mean, they were ahead of their time, because that's what you do on your phone now. That is
true.
I mean, I bet that was awesome for whoever got that, whoever was lucky enough to get that back in the day. When was this? This would have been like the 90s or something?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a date for it, and I'm too lazy to look it up.
That's fine. So my thoughts are, unfortunately, I am the kind of person who buys into these dumb gimmicky things, because I think they're.
Yeah. Which one of the ones I've shown you has been your favorite?
I mean, just by like looks of what I would want to have sitting in by my gaming console, it would have to be the chainsaw.
Yeah.
The chainsaw.
That's valid. At least that one looks cool, you know?
Yeah. How do you feel about, this is not really video games, but the recent blowing up of the popcorn buckets? Ever since, I don't know if you follow along with it, but I have like the Regal pass, so I am always getting updates on the latest popcorn bucket. And ever since Dune made their worm bucket, I'm sure, do you know the controversy of the Dune worm bucket?
Yeah, that it looks like a fleshlight.
Yeah, and you could have your way with it. People went crazy over it, and then all these other movies are like, you know what, we're doing the exact same thing. And they I think Deadpool, just to be funny, of course, made one, which was pretty funny.
Right. I saw that one.
There was an alien one, which was awesome. And then I was actually considering buying it because it's just like an alien head. But I got there and they were like, it's $35. And it's this massive like tube shape. So it's like, and there's like one little hole at the top where they put in the popcorn. And it's like very impractical to like reach your hand in there because the popcorn falls down on either ends of the alien head. And so you're like stuffing your arm down there. And then I asked him about the price at $35, and then he said, yeah, we don't even put the popcorn in, we just give it to you and give you a regular tub because they can't even put it in. Like, can you imagine those massive lines and they're like fumbling with the popcorn trying to get it in the alien head?
I hate that so much.
The most recent one they did, which is kind of sick, is for the new Gladiator movie, it's a big arena tub, which I think is kind of a cool design. But also there's a QR code that you can scan on your phone, and you can see a little AR thing of gladiators fighting in the little Coliseum, which I think is that's pretty sick.
Yeah,
and once again, cute. I'd like to see an Xbox do that. I can't.
Where's your popcorn bucket, Xbox?
Bring out the popcorn bucket.
Bring out the Kinect popcorn bucket.
So we can
put
our Xbox in the shopping cart, wheel it to the theater, and
and
I don't know what we do. I guess play a little Gladiator game in the theater while we watch Gladiator 2.
Sure. I have always wanted to like hook up some kind of gaming console to a theater screen, just because I think it'd be so cool.
I feel like, I know I've seen like theaters advertise that you can rent them out, but I don't know if you can play or not. I feel like you should be able to, but I don't know. It might be hard.
I feel like I've seen a few do that kind of thing.
It would actually be very hard because, I don't know. It wouldn't be easy because you got to set up a wireless thing to reach all the way back to whatever is playing it. I don't know. It would have to be a game specifically set up for that. But,
yeah. Well, not necessarily. I mean, wireless controllers exist.
Well, yeah, but it's like, I don't know how good they exist. Can they face the opposite direction in a massive theater behind a projector wall?
That's fair. I don't know.
But yeah, I'm surprised there hasn't been more of maybe a market for that. Like, why haven't theaters just put in like gaming rooms that you can rent out and just play games in?
I think that is because for people like me who would want to do that, gaming is very much a solo experience. I don't game with people a lot.
That's true. That makes sense.
So it'd be like, I don't want to be that sad and pathetic. I'd rather just be home on my couch. That's comfy.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I can see why. But you would think that someone somewhere would have, taken advantage of that niche.
Surely.
Yeah.
Hey, if you, dear listener, have rented out a theater to play a video game, let us know. How was it? Was it good?
And where can we do it?
Great. Yeah, where can we do it?
Yeah. All right.
I think that brings us to the end of this episode. If you have enjoyed listening and want to support us and help us create more of this, then, hey, recommend it to a friend. Word of mouth is the best way we can grow right now. Or if you this is like your second or third episode, hit subscribe so you can get notified whenever new episodes are uploaded. Do you have anything, McKay?
Do it.